hello there, all you stay tuners.
Hey, listen, fuck the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. Don't get me wrong here.
First quarter, keep it even. Second quarter, start running the fucking ball. Third quarter, take a power nap. Fourth quarter, oh shit, there's the rest of the game. Let's go.
Fuck it, I'm a diabetic. I will root for the team that will literally give me diabetes and death. Rooting for a team from Hershey is like a Catholic rooting for Satan. It doesn't make any sense.
This is Stay Tuned Sports, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
And hello there, all you Stay Tuners. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Sports. It's your good friend Jimbo here with a very exciting free agency period for, at least I would say, the NFC East, minus the Dallas Cowboys. But a lot of movement going around. Some of it was guessed correctly. Some of it was kind of surprising. But we'll get into that. I'm going to do a little bit of hockey talk as well. There's a New York Rangers player that started to really, piss me off a little bit. But and in case you guys didn't see or hear, I did a episode, I believe Tuesday it aired, or it dropped on YouTube. The audio, the podcast episode of it dropped today with Ryan Wendt and John Hammond from Chop Shop Racing League. We talked about the league, some NASCAR stuff. It was a fun episode. So if you guys, want to head over to our YouTube channel or, whatever platform you listen to the podcast on, give it a listen or a watch, and make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as wherever you listen to your podcast. That way you get the notifications that a new episode has dropped. So getting right into it, as I record today, Wednesday, at 4 p.m. Right now, it's 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So technically, the new NFL season has not started yet. NFL year that starts at 4 p.m. today, and as of right now, there's a lot of the legal tampering period is open. And Philly, I'm going to start off talking about Philly. Philly and Howie Roseman are doing a hell of a job. As long as all these contracts stick, because we, don't forget a few years back when they first did this legal tampering, and I think I saw or heard something kind of happen with Will Lutz just yesterday too. The players still could back out. A team could still come in with a better contract. These are just gentleman agreements between the players and the teams that they say they're going to sign with. I'll never forget Frank Gore. He was supposed to sign with Philly, and I was excited about it. And next thing you know, he decided to sign with I think it was the Colts. Backed out of the deal and signed with the Colts. So the Saquon Barkley signing, I'm excited for, as long as it sticks. I know our good buddy King keeps on telling me, enjoy while he's on the IR. I would like to get at least one more running back, cheap running back. Boston Scott's still out there. He was visiting with the Giants, possibly signing with them. Nothing as of yet. And if you see me keep looking over here, I got NFL Network on in case there's a breaking news, signing or something like that. But it's a 3-year deal. And, we all know Howie Roseman is a genius when it comes to this NFL cap. And just to compare it, I believe this year they're paying Saquon $4 million. Jalen Hurts is, I think, 10 or 11 million. A.J. Brown's about the same, as well as Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. Add all those up, and that is basically what the Dallas Cowboys are paying Dak Prescott this coming year. And Dak really, I mean, yeah, he's a very good regular season quarterback. He's a Lamar Jackson. He's very good during the regular season. Playoffs come, he shits the bed every time. Now, granted, it's a team game, so it's not all his fault, but you're the face of that franchise. You're the team. You should be able to put that team on your back and take a game over. And he does in the regular season, but still have yet to see it in the playoffs. Saquon was the first one that we signed, and I was like, all right, good. Then we signed Bryce Huff from the Jets, one of the top edge rushers in the league. I think by us signing him, I hope we keep Hassan Riddick. If you pair him with Huff, and then you got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis in the middle there, holding it down, I think our defensive line could get back to how it was 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. And same thing with 2017, because 2017 we had a good defensive line too. We picked up a couple of small pieces. I know we picked up a offensive lineman that's going to be pretty much a backup. Landon Dickerson, we extended. Jake Elliott just got extended today. So even though it seems like we're spending a lot of money, we're really not. We're still roughly about $30 million in cap space, which I think now we should start working on Devontae Smith's contract, because whatever he signs, A.J. Brown's going to want a raise. And you got to pay him top 3 wide receiver. I mean, he's been consistent every year. I believe he only missed one game, which was last year. So, those two guys are going to ask for a lot of money. And I think with that cap space that we have now, we got to hammer them in now. As far as some of the other players that went elsewhere, Kirk Cousins to Atlanta. Good for Kirk Cousins. You got your money again. A lot of guaranteed money again. But I don't understand why Atlanta would go for him when you're only going to get like 2-3 more years out of him. And you got young talent on that team. Why not get a quarterback to grow with that team? And you get a quarterback, say you get him in the first round. Say you're able to trade up and get one of these top 3-4 quarterbacks. That quarterback is playing on a rookie deal for the first 4 years. So you're going to have cap space to add other pieces and build that team. But instead, you go and pay Kirk Cousins the amount that they did. I don't like it for the Falcons side. But they had to get a quarterback. They had to upgrade the quarterback no matter what. I just would have liked to see them upgrade with a young quarterback, rather than older, couple years, left in the league. Which actually, kind of brings me to this other point too. I saw today, and if you guys listen to the show over the years, me and King, any of the guests that we have on, we're not political. We try to keep politics out of this. But the rumor is Aaron Rodgers may retire to be the vice president of the United States of America. I mean, you can't write this shit up. If that were to happen, and I'm not political. I don't get into politics. I've never voted. Just how I am. If he were, if Robert Kennedy has a short list and he's on Kennedy's list, if he were to retire, that would set the Jets back so far that you might as well just gut the whole building from the GM Douglas all the way down to Saleh right now, because that team is built around Aaron Rodgers. Those coaches are built around Aaron Rodgers. This was Aaron Rodgers' call from day one. Who he wanted as coaches, who he wanted as players. And if he were to retire, I mean, where do the Jets go? They traded all their draft picks for Rodgers. They have a lot of cap eaten up by players that they brought in for Aaron Rodgers. It's a funny time. But like I said, I believe NFC East has gotten a lot stronger. On top of the Eagles pickups, I think the Giants have gotten a little bit better. They signed Runyon from Green Bay to kind of help that offensive line, which has been atrocious for years now. I mean, I can't remember the last time they had a good offensive line. And I believe it was Louis Riddick from ESPN made some points about the Giants ownership, saying, a year ago they all came out and said we haven't done Daniel Jones justice. We've set him up to fail every time. And their goal going into last year, let's give him the big contract. Let's, try to build around him, get some pieces, which they didn't. And after 6 games, he was sacked 30 times and was out with the neck injury, only to come back and blow out his knee. And now they're done. They want to move on from him. And so, again, if that's the case, just like I said last week with the New Jersey Devils, the GM should be fired. Or if the owner has the say in who, in the negotiations for the contracts, he should be stripped of that power. Because how can you give a kid, let's take out of it the whole, they're not even giving him a chance to see what he has because the offensive line is just terrible. How can you give a kid a huge contract like that and a little over a year later say, nope, we're done. We're good. Bye. You're stuck with them for another year. Even if you release them right now, it's a Russell Wilson situation where someone could pick him up for the veterans minimum, but yet you're still paying him. How do you make a decision like that and then say a year later, you're done? Oh, I'm done. We're done. Bye. How about give this kid a chance? Fix that offensive line, which, again, Runyon is an upgrade for that offensive line. I don't know if it fixes everything, but it's a start. And keep the kid standing upright. I mean, even when he got hurt, DeVito was getting pummeled. Tyrod Taylor was getting pummeled. Like, come on. It starts in the trenches. It always does. If there's one constant in football, year in and year out, is games are won in the trenches, on the offensive line and the defensive line. If the defensive line can get the pressure, get the sacks, it causes turnovers. It causes quarterbacks to try to think quicker, inaccurate passes. If the offensive line can hold their end up and give the quarterback time, he could process things better. Turnovers are lower. It's all won in the trenches. And if that's one thing you could look at the Eagles, past few years, we've had very good offensive lines, and we've been a top 5 team in the NFC every year. Another signing, Derrick Henry to the Ravens. I like it, but I'm curious to see, are the Ravens going to use him? Are they going to take a little bit of load off of Lamar and say, let's let Derrick run? Maybe not have Lamar run so much. Let Lamar be the quarterback, pass. I mean, don't completely take his run game away. I mean, that makes him. But I think the Derrick Henry thing makes defenses think a little bit now about, should we stay back and let Lamar run against us? Because now if you stay back, now you got Derrick Henry to worry about running all over you. If you give him enough space, we've seen some of the nasty stiff arms he gives. They're pretty brutal. So, but yeah, I mean, there was quite a few signings right off the bat. Dallas Cowboys haven't done jack shit, even though they said they're all in. Commanders, they've gotten a little bit better, but they're still a little bit away before they're even sniffing second place. But this is the fun part of the NFL season. It's all about right now is who's the best team on paper. Could be totally different come week 1. We saw that with, I brought up a few weeks back about the Eagles. Vince Young calling the Eagles when he was on the team, the dream team. We had Vince Young, we had Javon Curse. We had a bunch of older, on their way out of the league, superstars, and they shit the bed. And, you look at Philly's offense, it could happen. You don't think it will happen. I mean, there's too much talent on that offense to not have it work. And a little side note too, if Sirianni and this coaching staff, offense coaching staff, can't get the offense going like how they did 2 years ago, they're gone. They got to be gone. And that's something else too. Like, it kind of got in my head about all these signings that Howie's doing. I wonder if Howie's on a short leash too. He made a big splash from day one. Saquon Barkley was signed in the morning. Bryce Huff a little bit after that. Now we're bringing back C.J. Gardner, basically for what we offered him in the offseason last season. So he's making all these signings. I wonder if Jeffrey Lurie said, you know what? You and Sirianni are hand in hand right now. He fails, you fail. He gets fired, you get fired. So it's early. Now usually by the end of this week, it'll die off a little bit. Then you'll get your, second, third tier free agents sign on 1 year vet minimum deals. Russell Wilson to the Steelers. What does that say about Kenny Pickett? As my phone went off. Even though you're signing Russell Wilson to a vet minimum, he's the starter. And I think that signing is the end of Kenny Pickett. Which is sad because I really thought, and I think King, even going into last season, thought we thought like he would be able to do a step forward, and he just could never. And I don't know if I blame him. I mean, that OC was just garbage. Some of the play calls they did were just garbage. So if I'm the Steelers, maybe I'm looking at a young quarterback, maybe late in the draft. Russell Wilson's signed for a year. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe Mason Rudolph. Maybe everything finally clicked for him. Maybe he's your future. We'll see about the Steelers. So, a little hockey talk. New York Rangers player, I believe his name is Matt Remp. He's like 9 foot tall, 300 pounds. He's huge, dude. He's what you would consider a goon back in the 90s. Someone needs to put him in his place. I mean, his first few games, I think he went 5 straight games with a fight. That's fine. You know, I have no problem with fighting in hockey, as long as it's warranted. Like, if it's a cheap shot on your star player, you gotta stand up for him. Put the big guy out there and let him beat the shit out of one of them. But now I think he's in his head that I'm so big, I could beat the shit out of anybody. So I'm just gonna start throwing my body around. And it was a play 2 nights ago, and it looked like the Carolina Hurricanes because it was a white-red jersey. I couldn't see the emblem, but he just came in with his elbow just like a chicken wing and smashed the guy right in the head. Pretty much knocked him out. You want to do big hits, again, I'm fine with it. It's a very physical sport. But you know you can't extend your arm. Like, you want to brace like this, go into, fine. But you're going to severely hurt somebody by acting like that, by acting like a douchebag. And that's what he's acting like right now, at least to me. I know him and Delasaris from the Flyers had a fight when they played each other last. Some people saying it's the fight of the year, which, I mean, if you didn't see it, Google it, go on YouTube after you subscribe to our channel. And it's like 3-4 minutes long, maybe, of just straight punches. Like, it's not no dancing around, trying to, figure out how to get close. They were just going balls to the wall and smashing each other in the face. But I understand hockey's a physical sport. Shit's gonna happen. But when you could physically see the guy motioning his arm away from his body into a person's head, someone needs to take action and bring him back down to earth and be like, there's parts of your games you need to clean up. There's parts of your game you could keep. Now we just got to figure out the balance. So, I think that's going to be it for today. I am working on March 30th is the USFL or UFL. I think it's UFL now. Season opener games. There's one game at 1, one game at 4. I'll probably do the 4 o'clock game. Do like a live show with the score and everything, like me and King did for the Green Bay San Fran playoff game. Maybe I could coax him in to come in and join in, watching the game and giving our little feedback on plays, penalties, how we think the new league is going as of right then. So make sure you guys head over to YouTube, our YouTube channel. All the descriptions will be all the links will be in our descriptions. Subscribe, keep your notifications on. That way you'll get any notifications of when a video drops or a episode drops. If you listen to it. Make sure you head over to w.gg to see all the different flavors they have. That they're adding a bunch of new ones now. And when you're in checkout, use the promo code STSports18, all capital letters, and you'll receive 10% off your purchase. So till next week, this is your good Jimbo. Yeah, let me try that again. This is your good friend Jimbo signing out.